What's up guys, this is David with True Dreams Fitness. Hey, today is a video on not food, but coffee. We all love coffee, or most of us do, and there's so many ways of making coffee. And being on a show prep, obviously I can't put all kinds of crazy sweeteners and craziness in my coffee. I have to keep my calories super low, so typically just coffee, and I may have some sugar-free syrup of some kind. So over the last few months, I've watched several videos, and I've added a few different types of coffee makers, and I just want to share those with you guys because you can experiment with some really cool ways of making coffee and get just a much better cup of coffee. And there's different purposes of having the different types of coffee machines or coffee makers, whether you're making for a whole bunch of people at one time or just you, if you're having 1 cup or 2 or 3 cups. So let me take you through some of the ones we've made or accumulated, and show you how that works. So the first one is your basic. This is your, run-of-the-mill, grab one at your local, big box store, and this is your 12-pot coffee maker. Nothing special. You put your cheapo, I say cheapo, I mean you can use probably some nicer beans, but you can put your regular coffee grinds in the filter. You typically, you got your filter inside. You're gonna fill the filter with however many scoops for your coffee. You're gonna pour your water into it, close the lid, and start it, and that's it. And it's gonna take a few minutes to brew, a whole pot of coffee. So again, most of the time you're brewing for several people, or you may be that guy or girl that feels like they need to drink the whole pot. I'm not judging. So there's one way. And then we use it every once in a while, but mine, hopefully you guys have much better luck than me, but mine always leaks. This little seal underneath here doesn't ever seal up on this stupid lid, and it's constantly just dripping off the side and underneath. Piece of crap, honestly. But it's a low-end, cheap cup of coffee, or multiple cups of coffee. So, now the next one I'm gonna show you guys is the Keurig, is definitely a step up in my opinion. As for the person that just wants 1 cup of coffee, now it gives you tons of choices for pods, which is a huge advantage. You could do all kinds of different flavors, with the K-cups. You got your hot cocos and your different coffees and all these different things that you're just gonna open up, place it in, close it, and then select which cup you got. Super simple, on the go, super convenient. Put your cup there of different sizes, fill it up with water. Now I do recommend when you fill this thing up with water, always use filtered water. Don't use tap water. It ruins the machine over time and it makes crazy noises, and I just don't recommend it. We always use filtered water when we fill up our water tank. But yeah, this is your next best option. And we thought this was the greatest thing since sliced bread for so long, because we just didn't know any better. And so the next one I'm gonna show you guys is the Nespresso Plus. And I have that in the other room. So we have a total of 4 of them. So we have 3 here and 1 over there in the other countertop, so in our game room. But the Nespresso Plus is also a cup that makes a single, just like this one. But the way that it spins the cup inside of it, you'll see as it puts froth on the top. So it's just a much better, much nicer cup of coffee. And typically, I'll treat that as a treat, I guess. It won't be my everyday coffee. I'll have that, once or twice a day. But of course, there's extra frothers you can do to whip it up, your milk or whatnot, to add more on top or mix in. And of course, you can add espresso shots to those and your regular coffees, and there's lots of choices, but it's just a much better option when it comes to coffee when you just want a single use, one at a time kind of thing. So I love the Nespresso Plus. It's probably one of our favorites. But let me talk to you about the last one. The last one, here's a French press. I just got through making one, and you'll see as I make it through this video, it is a process, but man, it is well worth it. you want, you know, 1 to 3 cups of coffee just for you, enjoy a really nice cup of coffee, I highly recommend a French press. There's all different kinds and sizes and whatnot, but this one I got just through Amazon. I think it was like 27 bucks. They're not expensive. But it's so much nicer because you're going to start off with a grinder. You got a grinder over here. Now your grinder is important because you want to grind your fresh beans to a certain size depending on the type of coffee you're going to do. If it's a regular drip, if it's a French press, if it's espresso, you know, you want to make sure that you have a grinder that you can adjust settings for those particular types of coffee. So this one we have set on medium. I have it on 8.5. So you'll grind it, put it in this container, nice and fresh for our French press. Now, once we get done grinding it, now you can boil your water. Again, it needs to be filtered water, but I got this little gooseneck boiler and it is actually really, really cool. It doesn't take very long to boil. It does a really good job. It has a fill line inside it, so it's always exactly the same. So the rule of thumb, or the golden rule, is however many grams of water, divide that by 17 is how many grams of coffee grounds that you use. And of course, you're using fresh coffee grounds and you measure those out. So I typically do, you know, this holds 600 grams of water. I like to keep it in grams. And then I divide it out. So I'll put, you know, 34, 35 grams of coffee grounds. So you'll see after I heat up the water, then I'll put the container here, be empty. And I always make sure that there's warm water in the container first, just to make sure the container's not cold as we're putting in the new product. And then I'll just rinse it. And then I'll pour in my coffee grounds. Now, once I pour in the coffee grounds, my water will be boiling in my gooseneck over here, and then I'll pour that on top. Now, that's where you wait. When you pour it on top, you just do a quick little stir and let it sit for 4 minutes. So, and do nothing. So once that 4 minutes is up, then I typically take a spoon and lightly take off just the top part of the grinds that are sitting on the top of the water. And then I'll put my plunger in. Now, I never plunge all the way down. I only plunge down to where the water level is. And then I'll let it sit for another 5 minutes. You can let it sit longer if you like. I typically do at least 5 minutes just to let it finish up. And then I just make sure that the lid stays on and I pour it into a nice mug, coffee mug. Now, of course, you know, when you're doing a coffee like this, you can't pour it into just your regular mug. You gotta do something special. You know, you gotta get you some nice glass, clear coffee mug so you can enjoy and see how fresh and how clean your, you know, coffee groundless mixture is now with the coffee, with the French press. So you're gonna enjoy it. It's a process. I have a lot of fun with it. As a matter of fact, it's kind of my weekend treat. I don't do it during the week. I enjoy doing it on the weekend. It's a lot of fun. It makes a great cup of coffee, super easy. It gives you something to look forward to. So there's another great option for having coffee at home using the French press. So we've got your basic coffee maker. We've got the French press stuff. Now, as you can see, a few things have accumulated just to do the French press. Now you could probably have your coffee grinds done at the coffee shop at home, you know, what size, without having to buy one. And there's multiple types of those grinders around. Just your basic blade ones and the ones that are adjustable. I would recommend getting the ones that are adjustable just because if you make different types of coffee. And of course you got your one-time use K-Cup, Keurig, and then we have the Espresso Plus over there. So as you can see, we've got just a few different types of coffee makers. I'd like to know what your favorite type of coffee maker is, or your coffee bean. I like to go to my coffee shop locally and grab, they make all different types. They probably have 20, 30 different types of coffee beans. So I usually try to grab a different one each time I go in so I can try it in my French press. So Again, I can't add a lot of extra stuff to my coffee, so I like a good taste of some fresh coffee in the morning. And every once in a while, I'll maybe treat myself with a little sugar-free syrup. But anyway, let me know what your favorite is and what changes that you've done to improve your cup of coffee. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you watch some of our other videos. We have a lot of recipe videos coming out very soon. We have my contest. I'm doing my first show this year in June, and watch our episodes for that. So anyway, guys, if you have any comments, questions, leave them in the section down below. And again, we enjoy hearing and talking with all you guys. So until next time, guys, we will see you.